Liverpool are now at the forefront of the Moises Caicedo race. Liverpool have been heavily linked to a move for Moises Caicedo since last summer, and now a new update has surfaced as the club has been following the player. According to the latest information, Liverpool are one of the leading Premier League clubs in the race to sign the Brighton and Hove Albion midfielder. According to the report, Brighton, along with Newcastle United and Chelsea, have lowered their asking price to £65 million, and Chelsea are also looking to secure the player's signature in 2023. The more affordable price tag is claimed to be well received by forces at Anfield trying to rebuild their roster midfielder, and Jude Bellingham is also cited as a top goal for Liverpool in the summer. Their performances on the pitch and the pressure to improve are increasingly under pressure for Jurgen Klopp, especially after the disappointing display against Wolverhampton Wanderers in the third round of the FA Cup on Saturday night and a 2-2 result at Anfield. Liverpool are also currently 6th in the Premier League, 7 points away from the top 4. Eliminated from the Carabao Cup, he faces a tough two-legged confrontation with Real Madrid, the reigning champions in the Champions League next month. As a result, signing Caicedo in the current transfer window may be exactly what Klopp needs to add depth and star quality to the middle of the court ahead of the second half of the season. The 21-year-old, who has played in more than 16 senior games this season, has been described as the real deal by journalist Tim Vickery. He scored a goal and recorded an assist while creating 2 great chances. In addition to having an 88% pass completion rate, he won an average of 1.4 interceptions, 2.9 tackles and 5.8 duels per game. As a result, Klopp could get a big Fabinho upgrade with the signature of the talented Ecuadorian national team player. Only this season his defensive features in the midfield far outweigh those of the Brazilian ace, who is not in his best shape so far, and the player's form is certainly attracting the attention of the Premier League giants. Caicedo has surpassed Fabinho in many areas of their debut so far in 2022-2023. These include tackles and interceptions, successfully tackling opposing players, 90-minute shot creations, ball recovery, and air duels won. After losing to Aurelien Tchouameni last summer, the Liverpool hierarchy should have learned from this and been more aggressive in their recruitment strategy for midfielders in 2023. Losing Caicedo as well could be a howl for the club if it continues to improve elsewhere. Liverpool need an urgent midfielder to enter the top 4, and it looks like a good opportunity to make it happen. It is reported that Klopp changed his mind for the midfield transfer and requested the management to add. Liverpool are interested in an exciting $6 million wonder boy who could copy Mario Götze. As football developed and transfers became increasingly competitive with the growing nature of the market, Liverpool's strategy under FSG began to be increasingly reconsidered. Markets like Serie A, League One and Bundesliga are getting saturated for Liverpool. Where once there was value to be found, now there are only exorbitant fees and transfer demands. Michael Edwards was an outstanding sporting director, and Julian seems to have found some good talent in his short time at the helm, but it's becoming an increasingly difficult job. The way things have worked for Liverpool in the past is not possible, and the club's strategy needs a serious overhaul. Especially as teams like Brighton and other Premier League rivals continue to accelerate ahead of the curve. While previously these teams took a page out of Liverpool's book, FSG now needs to look to others to model its strategy. One of the new innovations that works so well in Brighton stands out as the under-the-radar team to find value and talent. Some of Brighton's best signings come from Japan or Ecuador, and while these leagues were previously overlooked by Premier League sides, even the quality of such leagues cannot be underestimated as football is growing all over the world. The World Cup showed the underdogs very upset, with Morocco marching to the semi-finals of the competition and going further than some so-called big teams like Spain, England, Germany and Belgium. It was a very good advertisement to expand the transfer network more widely. Another example would be Israel, which reached the final of the U19 Euro last year, beating a star-studded French team and only narrowly losing to England in the final. One of the key players, one of the stars of the tournament, was 18-year-old Oscar Glauc. A solid and dynamic midfielder with a goal eye and plenty of talent, Glauc scored 3 goals and recorded 2 assists in 5 matches in the tournament. With this performance, he attracted the attention of many scouts. He has since made good progress at his Israeli club, Maccabi Tel Aviv, and has established himself as a regular in the A team. Not only that, he has become one of the best players on the sidelines with 10 goals in 16 league games for the club. After this form, he made his debut for Israel's senior national team towards the end of last year. And Klopp did not disappoint. He scored his first goal at the senior international level in just his second match, 3 days after his debut. He's still very young, understandably a highly coveted talent right now, and Liverpool would be wise to add their name to the growing list of teams sniffing for their services. Recently, his manager made statements and revealed that the player is worth around $6 million, which is a bargain price. Klopp, of course, is far from the finished actor, but he is extremely talented. That's why Liverpool can give an exciting project to Jurgen Klopp, who can use his extreme competence in player development. The German coach has a great track record that goes back to names like Mario Götze in Borussia Dortmund. And from a talent as exciting as Klopp, he can create his new Götze. Liverpool could save millions by signing the £60,000 a week star. Liverpool could save millions by tying James Milner to a new contract. Earning £60,000 a week at Liverpool, Milner appeared in more than 300 games for the Reds. Signing a one-year contract extension at the end of last season, Milner has put pen to paper to extend his stay at Anfield to 8 seasons. The former England national team player has reportedly turned down more lucrative offers from 2 Premier League clubs and a Major League Soccer team. Just 7 months later, the same conversations are being made about Milner's future. Milner, whose contract expires in the summer, may decide it's time to leave Liverpool. Reportedly taking a pay cut from Manchester City to join the Reds in June 2015, Milner has transitioned from one Premier League giant to another to play in his preferred central midfield position. A Leeds-born player has earned everything it takes to win in football with Liverpool 8 years later and has recently added the Community Shield, FA Cup and League Cup to his Premier League, Champions League, Super Cup and Club World Cup medals. Sure, Milner had a taste of silverware at his former employer's City, but with Liverpool, he's etched himself into the very fabric of the club. Nothing good lasts forever, and while Milner isn't getting younger, transfer expert Jones still believes Jurgen Klopp can be a useful asset to his side. He's had incredible years at the club, he's still a very reliable person and a good person to be around. Obviously in the short term, it could save them a few million as they look for the next players who can help them with the rebuild, said Jones. With more than 800 appearances in his career, Milner has proven his worth to Liverpool time and again, both on and off the pitch. Having admitted to receiving coaching badges before, Liverpool may consider switching their trusted midfielder from a player to a coach. Milner's experience could be crucial for Klopp if he decides to stay at Anfield, as Liverpool plans to rebuild the midfield in connection with the Merseyside passes of names like Jude Bellingham and Sophia Amrabat over the next few seasons.